was my first job out of business school, right? And so I went out there, and this was a flagship project. This was a big reason why BP took over ARCO. And so to be out there and to have all the backing of senior management, have all the resources, say, we'd really like to try to do this human rights impact assessment. Okay, we'd like to hire a team of community liaison officers. Okay, sure, whatever you think you need. And I thought, I love big oil, right? I love big business. This is how it works.
Was it new, the idea that BP was responsible for the livelihoods of the folks who were displaced from the project?
I think at first it was a conversation about how do we mitigate some of these risks. But I do think that there was an interest in seeing, okay, can we actually refute the resource curse? Why is it a given that when a company goes into a remote place to extract natural resources that it has to be a terrible thing? Is that really true? And we have an opportunity here to find out.
And how did that work out both for BP and for you?
Yeah, how'd that go, right?
Yeah.
When you're talking about human rights, at some point you need to realize that the business case argument is kind of ridiculous. You don't really want to get into this conversation of saying, okay, well, we need to spend $11 million this year on community investment, on our security arrangements, making sure that they conform with human rights practices so that we can avoid being complicit in genocide. I don't want the response to be, well, I don't know if I have 11 million. If I spend 5 million, is there like a 50% chance that we're going to be complicit in genocide? And it's like, come on, seriously? And I know that, come on, seriously, is not how you walk into a budget meeting, but I think at some point it actually is.
There's an argument that the whole effort to sort of bring corporate responsibility standards from the Western world to the developing world is both arrogant and disempowering. We are bringing, U.S. 21st century values to countries that are doing what the U.S. did in the 19th century, which was go through industrialization, have child labor, and figure it all out.
No, I hate this argument. I really do. There is a big difference that I think we've lost in this debate between a factory that pays the national legal minimum wage. And yeah, you and I wouldn't want to work there, but it is legal and it is safe. And a sweatshop where the building's going to fall down and kill people, and people are beaten, and people are not allowed to stand up from their seats for 12 hours. So no, I don't apologize for upholding international standards on working conditions and human rights. If you want to argue about, well, they came from over there and they don't apply here, like, sorry, they're there for a reason. Okay. Like, okay, all right.
That's the question.
A lot of the analysis of BP after the Deepwater Horizon disaster, I think it was much worse because the company had put such a stake in the ground of being a leader in responsibility. But I think that on the flip side, you're right that there are companies who have gone through disasters, but because they established strong relationships, it went away. Thank you all. I mean, this is, it is structured around my story because I hope that would make it personal and compelling, but it is not just my story, that's the point. So a lot of people contributed.
So please join me in thanking Christine, Michael.